In 1910, animation had already made leaps and bounds in the past couple of decades, first from thematotropes and zoetropes, all the way up to early forms of frame-by-frame hand-drawn animation and stop-motion. However, an artist is about to enter the field of animation who will change the art of stop-motion forever. In the city of Moscow lived the then entomologist Ladislas Starevich. His love for bugs began when he was a young boy, and after graduating from the St. Petersburg Academy of Fine Arts, Starevich went on to become one of the directors of the Lovno Museum of Natural History. It wasn't much later on that he decided he specifically wanted to create a video showing two stag beetles fighting.
I waited days and days to shoot a battle, but they would not fight with the light shining on them.
Eventually, Starevich got the idea to use dead bugs in the place of live bugs. He found that he could take beetle specimen, remove their legs, and then replace those legs with wire ones. This would give him the ability to recreate their movements using stop motion. He could create detailed sets and even give his bug characters funny and whimsical costumes to have them act out any story that he could dream up.
By using embalmed beetles, I reconstructed the different phases of their fight, frame by frame, with progressive changes. More than 500 frames for 30 seconds of projection. The results surpassed my hopes. The first three-dimensional animated film.
His next major film was released in January of 1911, The Beautiful Echidna. It was a 230-meter film and was about two beetles fighting for the beautiful beetle Elena. It featured comedy and fable-like undertones. Soon, Starevich came up with the idea for what was likely his greatest bug-centered stop-motion picture, The Cameraman's Revenge. The story is about Mr. and Mrs. Beetle, both of whom are in extramarital affairs. However, unbeknownst to Mr. Beetle, Mrs. Dragonfly's other lover, Mr. Grasshopper, films them one night, and then shows the video when him and his wife go to the movies. It ends badly for Mr. Beetle. In this shot, Mr. Beetle goes to the gay Dragonfly Club, an establishment where his mistress, Miss Dragonfly, works. Note the complex character movements, detailed sets, and extremely detailed props. In this next shot, Mr. Grasshopper follows and films Mr. Beetle at the Hotel L'Amour with Miss Dragonfly. Once again, for this scene, the sets are very detailed and everything is quite intricate. He also uses framing choices that are very unique, like the shot of the grasshopper filming the lovers through the keyhole. In this particular shot, Mr. Beetle finds his wife with her lover. Starevich also makes use of dye by dyeing some of his frames different colors in order to evoke different emotions. In this last shot, we see Mr. Grasshopper present his film, The Unfaithful Husband, to a crowd with Mr. and Mrs. Beetle present. He even on occasion would use painted backgrounds to make his sets even that more believable. For this film, Starevich perfected the art of stop motion, creating fantastical sets and whimsical props to go with his characters. He also dyed certain frames different colors to evoke certain emotions. He was a master craftsman and filmmaker. Starevich perfected the art of stop motion with his embalmed bug puppets, and he managed to earn great acclaim for his films. He even won an award from the Tsar of Russia for his short film, The Grasshopper and the Ant. Starevich also receives international acclaim after his short, The Beautiful Echidna. A newspaper wrote that the bugs were actually live and had been trained to perform the actions seen in the video. This gave him the name The Bug Trainer. Starevich had a successful career in Russia. However, after the rebellion of 1917, he decided to take his family and relocate to France. At this point, he changed his name from Ladislas Starevich to Ladislas Starevich. He would go on to create more renowned and fantastical films, usually with the help of his daughters Irene and Janie. His next great project, and his first full-length animated feature film, was Le Roman de Renard, or The Tale of the Fox. This film used large puppets, detailed sets, and sound to bring to life the story of a master fox who tricks and fools everyone in the land. The king of this land, the lion, receives so many complaints about him that he decides that the master fox must be arrested and brought to him for judgment.
Qu'avez-vous à ajouter? J'en ai assez de toutes ces querelles. La décision que je viens de prendre sera irrévocable. Greffier, écrivez. Nous.
Je n'aime que toi. Chérie, je viens rôder vers ta demeure. Ne me fais pas languir, ouvre tes bras.
This film was one of the first to use stop motion and stop motion puppetry at such a large scale, at such an advanced level. Starevich's work was detailed, imaginative, and masterful. His short films and feature-length presentations would influence animators for generations to come. He was really the pioneer of the stop motion genre that we know and love today.